It's the Marc Clarke Morning Show. Healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Delicious beverage?
Duh.
Preparing students to demonstrate mastery of math state standards can feel like a dull, unending cycle of equations and practice problems. Unengaged, frustrated students can weigh on teacher confidence and lead to uncertainty about overall achievement. Two Ivy League-trained engineers observed this struggle and created a way to transform how students learn the fundamentals of math. Through the innovative Accoletics math program, EDA has helped more than 400,000 students achieve success on state-administered math tests and transformed the academic strategies and performance of schools nationwide. Accoletics' uniquely designed supplemental materials and tools are well aligned to your state standards and provide a clear path to exceed state proficiency standards. Through ongoing professional development, you will uncover common challenges and activate solutions that promise to improve student achievement in your school. By partnering with EDA and choosing Accoletics, you can start to see an unprecedented return on your investment in as little as one school year. Don't procrastinate on giving your teachers the tools to help students achieve their highest math potential. To learn how you can dramatically improve classroom instruction and learning, test scores, and student confidence, call, email, or visit Accoletics online today.
What's up, it's your man Marc Clarke. You know, many of us are on this journey to live a healthy lifestyle. A regimen is important. So I wanted to share with you my regimen every day, okay? So I get up, first up, blood pressure medicine, probiotic, vitamin C, multivitamin, vitamin D, elderberry syrup. Bam! That's one aspect. Now, today I'm excited because one of my partners, Royal Moss, sent me a package. My favorite flavor, grape. In honor of grape, I'm wearing a grape shirt. Bam! And we have PAL, pineapple banana. Royal Moss, make it a part of your daily regimen like I do. Lego!
I'm Coach Roz, and I'm here with my Healing Shot Plus immunity booster, and it's just as simple as taking one shot a day, just one shot, 1 ounce a day for your immune system. That's it.
And welcome to the show. Welcome to Tell the Truth Tuesday. And the truth is today, I actually sent the I sent everybody the wrong link. So I need to send them the link. I hope everyone's having a great day. Happy Tuesday, the first day of Veguary. Okay, it's Veguary. We're starting this vegan challenge for the next 28 days. But we can't forget it is also the first day of Black History Month, of course. And, we'll be celebrating that throughout the month. Good morning, Jarrell. How are you, my friend? Jarrell Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. Jarrell Jackson Anderson. Jarrell, you got a great page, man. I went to your page, and you made me feel bad about my reinventing page, how you engage with your followers, okay? So shout out to Jarrell Jackson, who's always been super supportive. Valerie Jones in the building. And so right now, let me go ahead and send my people the link. That's the only thing. Sometimes I'm a little bit raggedy. Sometimes, not all the time, just sometimes I can be a little bit. I think I sent them, they are all waiting for me. I sent them the wrong link to join. But yeah, man, it is Black History Month. And my grandfather, Inman E. Foster, he was a printer. He was what my mother called a race man. He was his own man. And so I was lucky because he was a printer, I had access to a lot of these classic books that he oftentimes, I mean, he had them in his library, but also he would print books for other people. And so, it was always just amazing. Now that when you're a kid, you just see these as books. You think everybody has access to this information. And when I grew up, I now realize that's not the case. Also, because of segregation in Springfield, Illinois, back in the day, when the powerful people, Black folks, would come to town, a lot of times they would come by my grandfather's shop, which was behind where he lived. And so E.B. Du Bois, Ralph Bunch, different people who would be in town because it was a state capital, would stop by my grandfather's shop. And Lady Z, I'm sorry, Lady Z, I am not on Instagram Live. I am not on Instagram Live. Yes, but and so Black History Month has always had a special meaning to me. We have these pictures, and I regret I don't know where they are. My mother had of these dignitaries coming to town. It was interesting. So back then, the Black business owners would oftentimes put up the people who were in town. And so in Little Springfield, Illinois, where I'm from, Mr. Stewart had a gas station and also had a hotel, so people would stay there. My grandfather had a print shop and his home, and so the people, the Black businesses, the doctors, the lawyers, the business owners, they would actually put up these people when they came to town because, as you know, there was a time when Black folks could not stay at at certain hotels and everything else. So Black History Month, always special. And again, it's not just Black History Month, but you know what? And you don't have to say that. For those of us who, for those of us who enjoy history or were raised with history, it's not just February, it's all the time. And then, so it's almost like, people say it needs to be more than 1 month. No, it doesn't necessarily have to be more than 1 month. People need to know and follow the Black history. They're not even Black, their history, which is history that was excluded, right? And so, again, I'm sorry, I can't multitask. I'm sending, our special guests and everybody the link. So yeah, so happy Black History Month. Welcome everyone. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Get it off your chest. In fact, if you want to call, did I put the number up? Let me see. Yes, if you want to get in on it, all you have to do is call the number and you can get it off your chest. You can say the truth. You can even say the lie. No, I'm joking. If you feel like engaging. And so, one of my favorite people, not only is he a super talented comedian, okay, that's one. Not only is he, and he's one of my favorite comedians. Everybody knows that I love, comedians in the area. I'm a huge fan of Larry Lancaster. I'm a huge fan of Mike Washington. And then, of course, the people. I mean, Tony and the people, that I guess that everybody knows. But from a standpoint of just human beings too, like amazing comedians, but also amazing human beings, and just some of my favorite people. And so Mike Washington, and also Mike got so many skills. He's one of these people. He's more than just a comedian and a husband and a father and now a grandfather. But I think I love his point of view and his takes on things. So that's why I say Tell the Truth Tuesday. And we got, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, the Mike Washington. What's going on, sir?
Hey, man, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. I had
okay, cool.
I had you and Bootsy and everybody in the wrong room. So I'm
That's okay, man. That's okay.
That happened.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm glad to do this with you. Like you said, we've been friends a long time. And I always called you the Donnie Simpson of Baltimore. Now, not that you was the Donnie Simpson nowhere else, but I'm just saying, like Donnie Simpson was just Donnie Simpson here in the Maryland, D.C. area, because he never was, syndicated. But you, my man, and you told me a lot of things, taught me a lot of things. We've been boys a long time, so I'm glad to be here today with you, man.
And man, it's so funny, Mike. I was listening to Donnie. I was listening to Donnie's show. And you know how it's so funny, because I know you can relate because you are a comedian. I'm going to bring on board Bootsy Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, Bootsy Vegas is in the building. What's up, Bootsy?
Hello. Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up? How you doing, man?
We were just, and it's so funny, Bootsy's seeing this, Mike. Every show, these tie-ins, it's been crazy. And so, some of them are obvious tie-ins,
yes,
but then some of them aren't. So you just mentioned Donnie. Bootsy, Mike used to call me the Donnie Simpson of Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
And so
I agree with that.
And
yeah,
so
man.
then
Thank you,
Bootsy, who just hopped on, Bootsy has worked with Donnie over the years, Mike. So it's crazy.
Oh.
He's worked in depth with Donnie. So, but I was just listening to Donnie the other day, and I was getting ready to hop into this, Bootsy. And Bootsy, you can relate to, because Bootsy's also, in addition to being a go-go legend in the DC area, Bootsy's also a radio guy too. And so. And and I was getting ready to say, Bootsy, Mike can relate, because comedy's. I think Mike is the Marc Clarke of comedy. No, I'm joking. So what I'm trying to say is that we and Donnie and and Bootsy too. I mean,
yeah.
What I'm saying is we all have a skill set.
We are the same person.
Exactly, we're the same. We have a skill set. And we've had success in our field.
Yeah.
We've had good success. We've had good success, right?
Yes.
We haven't had the level of Donnie Simpson. I guess what I'm trying to say, right?
Okay.
So, and Mike, if we talk about, names or whatever, who have more prominent names in the field.
Yes.
But it doesn't necessarily mean the skill set's better. It just means that it is what it is, right?
Exactly.
And so I'm listening to Donnie yesterday. And the thing about Donnie, though, and I'll say this even more than in my field. Well, shoot, same thing with comedy, Mike. A lot of people who are prominent in the field aren't necessarily super skilled in this field. They just came to it. They may have been famous in another field,
sure,
and they kind of transferred to whatever. But Donnie, as you mentioned, Mike, Donnie basically rose to prominence in DC over these years, but he started in Detroit, where he's from, as a kid. So he was like, 14 or something, and 16 or something. But he came to prominence in DC. But the thing about Donnie, I was thinking I had to laugh because when I listen to a show now, I listen with a different ear now that I'm not on the radio like that, and I'm kind of like I can be really objective. Always was a fan, but now settling in and getting to hear Donnie every day, what Donnie Simpson can do, in my mind, icon living pops up because what he can do that nobody else can do is say when he watched the Janet Jackson thing, he can say that one of the best scenes in the movie, in the documentary, was when it showed Janice kind of arguing with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, right? What Donnie can do is say, well, Jimmy called me.
Exactly.
And said, he said that Janet called him and asked him for permission to put that in the documentary.
Wow.
And so what Donnie could do that nobody else can do is Jimmy Jam gonna call Donnie.
Yes.
Number one. Number two, Donnie has been to the house and has an intimate relationship with the Jacksons.
Yes. Yes.
So it's not like I heard somebody told me.
Yes.
Janet told me on the show. No, at their house.
Well, you know,
Donnie was at before
exactly.
Michael had Neverland. Donnie was there, and then when Michael got Neverland, he was there too. And he said on the radio that from the gate of Michael's house to his house was a mile.
Wow.
And he knew it. And how did he know that? Because Donnie said he reset his odometer and drove from the front to the house
to see how long it was.
I
can believe that. Mike need a mile from his house to the gate, because people crazy, man.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna tell you something ironic. Donnie was going to introduce me to Michael Jackson. Let me tell you a quick short story, and that is BET had I think it was their 30th anniversary, maybe 30th anniversary. I think it is. Anyway, so I was there doing like the when they was changing the stage and everything. I was entertaining the audience, right? Mm-hmm. So Michael Jackson was there the night before that we came to rehearse. And so somebody said, Michael Jackson is over there rehearsing. Now we kept hearing You Are Not Alone start over and over again. So I was like, oh, they sice. Michael Jackson coming, they sice. They said, no, Mike's over there rehearsing. I was like, you done lost your mind. Mike ain't nowhere rehearsing for no BET.
You ain't see no Michael Jackson over there.
Look, exactly, right? So they say, look, man, if you open up the doors right there, you'll see Michael Jackson in rehearsing. I was like, really? So we opened the doors. Of course, their bodyguards, so security was at the door. But because we were there rehearsing, we were able to look in that room. I was blown away. So the next day of the show, Donnie said, "Hey man, y'all wanna go to the trailer and meet Michael Jackson?" Man, I got scared. I was like, nah. and I mean, and I regret that to this day. Look, it's a lot. I got a lot of regrets.
Mike,
I know, man.
Mike, let me say this. What the hell?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, Donnie, listen to me. Donnie would tell you, I'm telling you the absolute truth. He said, "Hey, man, come on, let's walk over and I'll introduce you to Michael." I was like,
that sounds like Donnie too.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, he'll do that. He'll walk up on you. And it's
Man.
interesting about him, what I say about Donnie. And it's also interesting that y'all do remind me of each other, Mark. Y'all really do.
Yeah.
As being his co-host, when I first got the job of being one of his co-hosts, I was really interested to see if he really act the way he act, on the air.
Right.
And I was blown away that he literally is the same guy all the time.
Yes.
Like jokey, funny, he'll throw it out there and he just goes with the flow. It's so interesting because I 100% can see him telling you, "Hey, y'all, let's go over there and just go meet him like it's a regular day."
Right, man. I didn't know what to look. I don't know why I said no. I can't tell you why I said no, but I said no, and then after I said no, I thought my mouth said yes, but I said no, that's all right. But I just was scared, man. But it was amazing to be. But I was about I'm gonna say maybe about 6 feet from Mike when he was on stage, because like I said, I was part of the show also. So I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And for the record, that particular night, now I don't know what I was looking at or what I wasn't looking at, but I'm gonna tell you this. He looked flawless. Okay. It wasn't no nose was missing and all that. I mean, he looked perfect. That's what blew me away. I was like, man, what are they talking about, man? Nothing wrong with this man. They get on my nerves. The tabloids are a trip. But anyway, that was that. And then also, man, I want to tell you that I it was a young man back then, and Mark was trying to introduce me, or actually say, get to meet Tyler Perry. And so we'll talk about that later. But anyway, but Mark knows that story, because Mark, me and we set out one night in the Comedy Club. He was like, Mike, Tyler Perry's looking for some comedians to help write some of his new sitcoms. And I was like, well, Tyler Perry ain't got no sitcoms right now. All they got is plays. So, it's probably gonna be a while. Now Tyler Perry, I don't think is there any other show on television but Tyler Perry's show?
I mean,
Right.
Tyler Perry's on 3 different networks. I
Okay.
may add. Literally, you're on 3
Yeah.
different networks.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I think we all share. We have all had those moments.
Yeah, man.
We've all, and again, and that's fine, right? That's our
Man.
path. That's our
Yeah.
path. And
I haven't, but yeah.
with the Donnie, with the Donnie piece, I'm just saying with Donnie, I realized like what an icon, but Donnie is really, he is the real deal. He's the superstar. Actually, he's genuine. He's a nice guy, but he looks the part. And he is the part. I mean, because his life experience, Yes. And so that's what I was just realizing. And I think a lot of times, I think also what we all share is that we're in the business, but we're okay with being, we're okay with being honest, and we're not insecure about whatever. And so we don't try to stab people in the back and blah 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 blah. I think the funny part is, I think Mike, Bootsy, you say you haven't, but I know you have. A lot of times, I think, Mike, that we almost overcompensated being accommodating. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you want to meet Michael Jackson? No, almost like, that's good. I don't want to. Instead of, I do want to meet Michael Jackson.
Right.
I remember, and it's funny. Do you know comedian G Thang? Have you ran across G Thang?
Sure. We waving the towel all the time on stage.
Exactly. So G Thang is so funny. Like, I look at him. He was in St. Louis when I was there. He wasn't a comedian. He's a concert promoter.
Get out
he
of
was
here.
he would bring, I'm talking about, he brought people, it was, he brought comedians in.
Sure.
And G Thing was so hungry, so desperate to get in front of the microphone. When we were interviewing, so we're interviewing the comedians. Let's say it's Jamie Foxx.
Right.
After the interview, G Thing would be like, why didn't y'all ask me no questions? It's like,
Did
dude,
he mean it?
yes, he's 100% right. But
Yeah.
and what I'm saying though about that personality though, unlike us, Mike. So he's hungry for it.
Yeah.
His family had a beauty shop, so he was in the beauty industry. He had a little change. He was a promoter.
Yeah.
He makes the decision to do it, right?
Wow. I just learned something today. I've been knowing G Thing only as a comedian. I never knew. He was in the promotions.
So check it out.
Okay.
So Martin Lawrence, you probably met him. Martin Lawrence's brother. Have you met Martin Lawrence's brother? I don't know if you did. Anyway, so when Martin had Martin, his brother told G Thing to come out to LA. G Thing hopped out to LA. Yeah. And so G Thing started, because of that difference between us, Mike.
Right, exactly, man.
He started to so first invited by Martin's brother, he's now in the mix. So then he's pushing to get on the show by any means necessary. He's pushing to, well, how do you get to warm up the crowd? Well, how did you get to da-da-da? How do you get to, he's that kind of guy. He's the kind of guy that would go and just be there every day for something to happen. And LA, we've heard a million stories. That is the place for that kind of personality.
Right.
Absolutely.
So the next thing you know, he's on Martin's show. He's making appearances. Now, compared to me, Mike, years ago, Jamie Foxx, when he had the Jamie Foxx show, invited me to come out and do I never came out. Some more asked me to write for her. I never wrote for her because I didn't know how to write. D.L. Hughley asked me to write for him. I never And so, because people aren't, here's the one, Mike, and you know her personality. Years ago, Cheryl Underwood pulled me aside when I was in Baltimore and said, we should have a radio show together.
Wow.
Now, Mike, little did I see, what I didn't know that is that those kind of driven, she was talking that, she got a whole network now.
Exactly.
She had the vision, and that's the thing about visionaries. They're already ahead of this. So when they're not just bumping your gums. Man, now, we know a lot of people, though, who do bump their gums, too. That's the other part, Mike. So you end up putting it in that category. I think the good news is we don't really get messed over a lot because we always be like, But the bad news is we don't necessarily hop on that, that opportunity at the time because we're kind of, again, just kind of like, taking it in. But again, these are life lessons that we learn, right?
Yes, exactly. And I think, like you and I be talking, in our personal conversation sometimes, and I tell Bootsy, I tell Mark, I say, man, my thing is, I don't want you to be to tell me no, guy. So in other words, I would hate to ask you something that you could say no, and then later on tell somebody, guess what Mike asked me? You know what I mean? And, you know, so I mean, and not that could really happen, but I mean, but that's me. So like actually, I'm telling you, man, Mark doesn't know this, but I look at Mark so high that when he said Bootsy, I was gonna say, wait a minute, I'm on the joke with Bootsy Collins because I mean, you know, because that's radio, and and of course, hey Bootsy, I put you up here too, of course.
I appreciate it.
But I'm just saying, when he said Bootsy, I was like, I got nervous. I said, wait a minute, Bootsy Collins? He ain't say Bootsy Collins was gonna be on the, you know. So I don't never know.
Oh, I gotta come on now.
You know what I mean?
And now you're disappointed. You're like, hold on. You're still waiting. Like, hold on, where's it coming?
Wait, you like what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
But you know, but did y'all know? Now y'all probably knows about Bootsy Collins. Bootsy Collins he won't bite his tongue on anything. They asked Bootsy Collins about the Funkadelics and where that came from. Do y'all know where that actually arrived from?
No,
I don't.
Well, Bootsy was on the radio with somebody. Okay, now y'all can look it up or whatever. I like to almost say it might have been Donnie, but I'm not sure that. But I do know he was on the radio.
It might have been because they are boys. They've been boys forever.
Look, Bootsy said that the Funkadelics came because, and we just tell the truth Tuesday, that George Clinton stink like you know what. And I was like, no way he just said that. So look, I'm trying to radio up a little. I said, is he tripping? He said that the rest of the band knew that George wasn't he wasn't good with his hygiene. And they came up with this, oh, we're gonna funk you up, it's funky in here and all, and then they got to the Funkadelics and all this funk, but they was really talking about George Clinton. That's crazy as I don't know what. Now that's true. I'm only repeating what I heard, okay?
Lord Jesus.
No, that's definitely right, because I heard this about him from multiple people, is that he's the only person that will wear sandals and flip-flops in the wintertime. Right. I'm dead serious. Like they say that he don't put on regular shoes.
Right.
Like he wears sandals and flip-flops all year round.
Right. Well, genius was a genius. Is a genius. He's still alive, right? Bootsy's still alive, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
and George is too.
George.
Yeah, Vegas is still alive too. But yeah.
Right. I have on YouTube. There's a video with me at Afro on, and I'm interviewing George Clinton and DJ in St. Louis that I admired growing up, DJ Jockenstein, and man. And so he dubbed him Jockenstein. I played that video one day. But dude, like speaking of funk, so right before the interview, one of the fans switched shirts. We were backstage. Woo! So this fan was a female, young woman, took her shirt off, and wanted to switch shirts with George Clinton. So the good news is for us, we got to see the sideshow. She took her shirt off. Didn't have nothing on underneath it. Right. And then he took his shirt off after sweating, after being on stage. So already, what you just told me.
Yes.
And then throw on top of that a 4-hour show in a couple days.
Right.
I know that shirt was woo.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just say this to y'all, because I don't know if y'all know this. Okay. I am a documentary buff. Like there's not a documentary. Okay. If you ever want to know the real history of Parliament and Funkadelic, it's called Mike Judge Presents Tales from the Tour Bus.
I love that.
You have to see.
Say it again, Mike who?
Mike Judge.
Yeah. Mike Judge
presents Tales from the Tour Bus.
Yes.
And it's like 4 episodes devoted to Parliament and Funkadelic and their lives and how it happened. I'm gonna tell you this: you would be rolling on the floor. Okay, like the stuff is so wild and explicit. I don't want to say it on here. Mark, have you seen it?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
I can't.
Tales from the Tour Bus.
Tales from the Tour Bus.
The guy that created Beavis and Butthead.
Okay.
Man,
so I can imagine. I can only imagine.
No. But basically, he just put the camera on and he just let them talk. So there's like 3 pods for Parliament Funkadelic, 3 pods for Prince, and 3 pods for Rick James.
Oh wow!
And let me tell you this: you would be rolling on the stuff that Parliament and Funkadelic did. Yeah. The stories, I can't even repeat it on here, so I'm gonna stop right now. It's that bad.
Well,
though. Like, it
already,
really is.
already know Rick James is a trip. Y'all remember the award show? Rick James, you know, I think my
BET
man Donnell,
Award.
yes, Donnell, my man Donnell Rollins, who played Ashley Larry on the Dave Chappelle show.
Yeah, he's from
And,
DC.
Okay, and Dave Chappelle. Now Dave Chappelle actually came up with the "I'm rich." Can I say the whole thing?
Yeah.
I'm rich, bitch. So he came up with that slogan, right? Now he let Donnell Rollins say it as a repeated thing in the end of the show or the beginning of the show, something like that or whatever. But anyway, Rick James probably said, "Man, I want to be able to say that myself." So he didn't say "I'm rich, bitch," but he claimed that somebody in the back, some lady, didn't know who he was. I told my wife, I said, to this day, I don't believe him. Remember, he was in the back telling something, you know, and for the lady in the back.
The lady in the back who didn't know who I was.
Right.
Who didn't know who I
Rick
was.
James, right? Remember, I said, go ahead, Rick James. She knew who you was. She knew who you was because you make sure everybody know who you are when you in a room anyway. Come on, Rick James. You know how Rick James was cool though, for real.
Have you guys seen the documentary on Showtime about his life?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Just know,
come on, man. You giving me some good stuff to look at,
man. Showtime documentary,
Okay,
The Life
okay.
and Times of Rick James.
Okay.
When this man went into Motown offices and did what he did to the president of Motown and CBS. I'm like, man. Now the interesting thing is, I have debated this a lot, and I would love you guys. I think Rick James was a genius. Would you guys consider him a genius?
Rick James is a genius. I'm telling you,
definitely.
listen, man. Rick James was the genius. Look. I'm not gonna say. We'll put it like this. Rick James had Rick James in the Stone. What was the Stone City Band?
Stone City Band.
Right. Okay. Then he had what was the girls? The girls.
Mary Jane Girl.
The
Mary Jane Girl.
Right. The Mary Jane Girls. Okay. So and all their music was hot. And then I'm not gonna say he was the cause of Tina Marie, but he had a lot to do with Tina Marie.
Oh, he produced her, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
hold on.
So yes.
But this to me makes him the real genius.
Okay.
Was when he produced that hit for Eddie Murphy Party All the Time.
Oh,
when he
man.
literally was like, "Come on, Eddie, I'll write you one too." Come on. Like I can still remember looking at it for the first time. Like, is Eddie?
Right.
I didn't know if it was a joke was gonna come with Eddie Murphy when I first saw him.
Right.
But then we're like, hold on, man, this is jam, and they still play it to this day. Like,
exactly.
Like that's when you know you're a genius. When you can just pick somebody and be like, yeah,
exactly.
You know what? I'm gonna write you a hit, man.
Because I thought it was just a clown thing too at first. You know what I mean? But Eddie was serious about that thing, man. Because I thought it was a clown thing. Remember, Eddie had the flower in his hair.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think he was trying to
then he
play
had,
it off. But
and then you gotta remember, Eddie had made some funny songs like "Boogie in Your Butt," all these roaches. So remember, he had some funny songs. So when I'm saying singing, I'm waiting for the joke to come.
Right.
Then I'm like, oh, so yeah.
Okay,
so,
now hold on, gentlemen. We got to cut off foolishness.
Okay.
The Queen, the doctor, is going to hop on real quick because today is the first day of Veguary. Dr. Green joins us. Doc, what's going on?
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy February. It is February 1st. You know what day it is, what time it is. I hope you are ready to go. I'm excited. We're already off to a great start. People are posting their breakfast. One lady said she's definitely just been on a treadmill and she don't know how long, and she's doing it for herself. So we are good to go. Mark took his shot this morning. I took my shot. Bootsy,
yes.
did you take yours?
Bootsy, you have your shot. I don't know if Booty got it.
I am going to pick mine up at 1 o'clock today from Coach.
Oh, absolutely.
We have a meeting at 1 o'clock. So I won't be denied.
I know that's right. And so, hello, Mr. Mike Washington.
How you doing? Great.
They'll tell you all about the shot we're talking about.
Okay, y'all gonna say, what shot am I missing? Is it a drink shot? Is it a shot?
It's a healing shot with some good stuff in it that's good for your body. And you want it? Okay.
Yes. And look, if I can go in health food stores and take the vitamin C shot and the vitamin D shot and all that kind of stuff, whatever, and I don't know what's in it, so I can go get the shot that y'all talking about. If y'all doing it, I'm doing it.
And you know what's in this shot. And so Doc, this was the beginning for me. So Allison was like, and I thought about you because Allison didn't do, and I dropped the ball. I should have gave her a little baggie, a little breakfast, because she gets up super early. And that's the thing about, that's the thing about this whole preparation for Mike. We're talking about this 28-day vegan challenge. So this is the first day. We started today. And Doc had mentioned before, one of the things she does is she prepares, because it's about preparation. Because it is true, you can't just happen upon your favorite vegan meal, especially when it's like Allison, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. And so she's like, babe, I'm hungry. What can I have? And so I realized that's a big part of it, right? Doc, planning it. Now, sadly, I knew that. This morning I was at Whole Foods when she hit me. I was planning. I had downloaded your recipe, your taco recipe, and I had downloaded the essential list. So I was up there shopping. I was getting it in while Allison was working with nothing to eat, and I started my day with some oatmeal. And so, Doc, talk to us about that. Like, and even if for people who are not even on the vegan challenge but want to get on, or even just thinking about whatever, talk to us how important it is for you to get ahead of your meals, not to be surprised when it's time for you to eat.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I always have said that it's not what you're eating, it's what have you prepared. So you can just open the refrigerator and see everything that you prepared already for the week. And then you can start just taking those items and say, oh, I think this morning I want some coconut yogurt with a little bit of sliced strawberries. Oh, no, I think I want my morning sunrise drink because I've already pre-cut everything that I needed. It's in a baggie, frozen. I can just take it, put it in the mixer with some fresh, juice and everything, and then we can make this work. And so that's what it's about, because like you said, it has to be ready. It has to already be ready for you. You can't just be trying to figure out, what am I going to do today? And another thing I shared it already with our group, and I'll just give this little nugget, but if you want to join this challenge, Mark will tell you how, is think in themes. So when I prepare for the week, I think in themes. So this week's theme is Latin inspired cuisine. And so I made some Southwestern scramble. I have some polenta cakes that could be used for breakfast. Mark already talked about I don't know, Mark, are you doing the mushroom or the cauliflower tacos?
Yeah, the mushroom tacos.
Mushroom tacos. Exactly. So when you become, you start to change your mindset, it's not what I'm eating, it's what have I prepared. And you have to think ahead, prepare ahead, so you can be ready on the go. So I did drop in this morning. I shared some things that you can eat this morning, shared some smoothies. I'm going to talk about some snacks later on today. Just talk about this whole grabbing it mindset and giving yourself some grace. You're starting a new day. You went from yesterday to trying something different today. Give yourself some grace. Like I said yesterday, it takes 21 days to form a habit. All you have to get to is day 22. You have 28. So you have 6 days when you can mess up. But we're going to keep you on the right track.
And Doc, Doc, I'll let you go. I know you're busy, but I also thought about you, Doc, about, like you said, it's a different mindset. So actually, in addition to the tacos, I'm also going to build with the slow cooker recipe you had with the beans, with the, I'm doing that. And I laughed because I thought you talked about how you prepare everything. It's inside everything that you're feeding your family. And so I got the beans going on now. And I thought to myself, that would be good with, usually when you do that, piece of cornbread or whatever.
Did you see the jalapeno cornbread in there?
Yeah. So, but right. And so, but I was thinking about how we
making us hungry, Mike.
How we don't normally. You just go either, you go make a Jiffy or you go buy somebody else's whatever. Right. Instead of like you said, what exactly is in this that I'm eating? That you never have that. We talk about mindful eating. What am I putting? What exactly is in here? When you make it yourself, you know exactly what's in here. And today, lastly, Doc, when I was at Whole Foods, I go there all the time. I had to laugh about how long it took because I was slowed down. I had a list. I was looking at what's the best for me. Because I did a scan. The scan tells you. So when your scan tells you when you're looking at grains, when you look at sweeteners, when you're looking at, even vegetables, what's good for you? So I was like, okay, cucumbers. I need a cucumber. Okay, spaghetti squash. I ain't never bought that before. Okay, spaghetti squash. Dulse. Okay, is it called dulse? I don't know. If DULC. I don't know. So It's like it was almost a whole different experience. Mm-hmm. And as opposed to just running in and grabbing what you normally grab. I was like, wow, I now get it, and so Doc, the whole thing is it's a lifestyle change.
So, it's a lifestyle. Wait till you go and get some Palmer hearts. We're going to talk about how to use Palmer hearts for your lasagna sheets and for your noodles. They're so good. Let me tell you, listen, You are on the best journey you have ever started. Okay. I saw somebody yesterday, the postmark said, Mark, you are more challenges than Survivor. But listen, this one, you're not only going to survive, you're going to thrive. And that's going to be the difference. And so I'm excited. Cook that jalapeno vegan cornbread, Mark, add a little bit of vegan cheese to it. Best thing ever. And so eat that with your beans. And that's another thing I just want to add. Everything you saw on that sheet, Mark, I cooked it. I prepared everything on that sheet by hand so that there's options. Everything is fresh. Nothing is from the box or in the can. Everything was fresh, made by hand with my heart and love. Because I told you, love is my motivation and love is what's going to make me endure.
And that's you see why Doc's a preacher. She a preacher.
Yeah,
all right, Doc. Thank
you
for joining.
You have my vote, Doc.
All
Yes,
right,
indeed.
you guys be
Yes,
blessed
indeed.
and well,
Thank
and
you.
I'll see you. Okay, have a good
Okay,
one. Nice to
take
meet you.
care.
Mike. Okay, bye-bye.
Yes.
Dr. Takesha L. Green joining us. And look at
That's
that.
what's up.
Why is her Wi-Fi better than Bootsy's Wi-Fi in her
I
car?
know.
I don't understand. It's amazing. But
But you know, my daughter was and probably still is partially eating vegan, and she made us a pizza one night. You know, so my daughter is really into changing her lifestyle also in the way she's eating. So she made us a pizza with the cauliflower as the crust. And believe it or not, when she however she put in the food process or whatever she did to get it to be like that, when I was eating this thing, it wasn't like I was eating cauliflower pizza. It was like I was eating pizza, but it was just, you know, made out of cauliflower. I mean, it was delicious for real, you know.
well, that's the funny part about now. Like, there's options now because, you know, we remember back in the day. Let me tell you something. My mother was diabetic, and I you know, and Mike's in my age group. Bootsy, you're a baby. So Bootsy, back in the day, the first sugar-free candy. First of all, let's start with the name. AIDS. That's a bad name. It was called AIDS.
Yes.
And this candy, it was the worst, man.
It was the worst.
Man, let me tell you something. As you know, when you're a kid, you love candy, man. That candy right there, my mama candy. Oh hell no. Okay.
You want some AIDS?
My mama candy.
Hey, y'all got some extra AIDS. You want some AIDS?
And the part about it, Mike, was
it the cubes?
Yeah, they're cute. And Mike, the ingredients were cancer causing. That's the other part. It was the good news is you don't have diabetes. The bad news is you're eating straight cancer, sir. Right. So it was like, what? And so that was back then.
Cancer,
and then let me tell you something else my mom used to do. And no disrespect, and I'm eating more vegetables now, but ain't no damn reason a 9-year-old needs to be having stuffed bell pepper, green peppers, stuffed peppers. Lord Jesus, I know it's a healthier option, but Mike, ain't nobody trying to have.
If you're 9 years old, I'm telling you, I would have never got outside. My parents used to say, "You're not going outside until you finish."
You get finished. Yeah,
right.
That bell pepper would have rotted right there.
My mom, wait a minute. My mom, here's what my friends. Here's a surprise my friends got. Not only weren't you going, not only were you not going outside and you live here, but your little friend ain't going outside either. And it was funny, Mike. You could imagine the horror when your friend's sitting there with you eating dinner, and they don't like peas either. Right. And so they sitting there, and then my mom like, y'all ain't going outside.
Don't tell me you like peas. I hate the peas and lima beans. You hear me? But look, watch this though, Bootsy. Mom, if you invited me to your house today and you had, like, let's say spaghetti and you had peas and you served them, I would eat those first. I would eat my peas. I'm not gonna chew them up. So whatever we drinking, whatever juice we drinking or whatever, I'm gonna eat them, and I'm gonna take them like I'm taking a vitamin or a pill, right? I'm gonna eat them and swallow them, eat them, swallow, and I'm not gonna chew them up. But if you let me fix my own plate, I've never bought peas in my house. You understand what I'm talking about? As a grown adult, when I left my parents' house, I don't buy peas, but I eat spinach, I eat broccoli, cabbage, what's the asparagus, but lima beans, peas. The only way I can do it if it's like in a stew or a soup. Yeah. But like just as a vegetable on your plate, no sir, no sir.
Well, that's the thing about this vegan challenge that I told Coach when I went to go see a Bootsy. You know, when I did the juice, I did a 60-day juice fast, and you know, I was basically, you know, vegan, vegetarian, whatever you want to call it. Now I'm better now. Yeah. But let me tell you something. You know how my wife's like this. You know how people are like, oh, I'm in the mood for a salad. I'm in the mood for a delicious salad. Yeah. salad ain't never delicious to me. Okay, it's I okay,
Really?
eating healthy and all that kind of stuff, and what it brings. If I'm honest, am I ever excited about it?
Yes.
No. I mean, my relationship with food is different now, and so what I realized was, I think that's the problem with a lot of people. It's so delicious. Right. It's almost like it's not your sustenance. It's really your party. It's your enjoyment. You know, it's like when you're full, like having this weight loss surgery thing. I realize is like when you got some delicious wings, right? Okay. The reality is you probably are good after a couple of them. You know what I mean? You're probably good. You know what I mean? When you say, am I full? You ask yourself, am I really? But it's so delicious most of the time. Or you're bored, or you're watching the game, you'll go ahead and eat a couple more wings, and you really probably could have stopped 4 wings ago.
That's right, because it's about the taste now. And I'm telling you, man, you know that's one thing I like. Now, first of all, to congratulate you, man, you're looking great, man. You know what I mean? We speak about that all the time. You're looking great. I'm telling you, I'm serious.
Now you do though. You do.
Hey, man, look, man, look. You know, I felt so good when you told me that one of your buddies had stepped to you because I'm gonna be honest, in my mind I always want to say something to my friends, but then it's that thin line where you have to let them know that you've been sincere and that you do care about them. So what I've learned how to do this is, I'm talking to both of you guys, Mark and Bootsy, is say it to a person one-on-one and they know nobody but you and that person can hear what you're saying. Then they know that you're not trying, because as black folks, we've been brought up to cut on people in the joint. So if somebody's standing around and you tell them, hey, I can tell you how to whiten your teeth. So now somebody says, oh, why are you talking about my teeth? Well, no, it's not like that. And if you feel that way, then I'm sorry I said it in front of everybody. So I found myself now telling somebody by themselves, and where I feel like they know only she and I or he and I can hear what I'm saying, and then they receive it better. You know what I mean?
So Mike, Bootsy, this is why I got Bootsy. So he's supposed to keep me on focus, but you now focused the show. We're supposed to start the whole time. Thanks, Mike. And Bootsy is now fired. He's not getting paid this week.
You got your new voice now. Sometimes it's good to have another voice. But
that's a great one, Mike. So Bootsy, I'll tell you what Mike's talking about. So a couple years ago, a friend of mine who trainer friend, my brother, he was in town visiting, and we said our goodbyes. He rolled out, then he called me back and said, hey man, are you still there? I need to come, I need to say something to you. Wow. So I was like, you don't know, that's one of them, you don't know what's coming, right? You're like, what? He came back, and so he came back. We were in Baltimore. He was on his way out. He comes back. He says, hey man, I can't leave here without saying this. This whole weekend, I've enjoyed seeing you, bruh, but the way you're moving and your weight, you got to do something. If I have to fly here every week, I will come and train you because I don't want to lose you. Dude. Wow. I started crying when he left. I started crying because, and here's the thing though. Here's the thing that's so crazy, guys. I really, even I didn't see myself. I say this, it happened the other day, Mike. You know how Facebook will show you the year ago picture? So this it showed me the year ago thing. I'm on the treadmill. So I started my thing. I didn't know I looked like that. I didn't know. I was scared for myself. I was on the treadmill sweating, and I was like, oh my God, I could have dropped dead of a stroke at any point. And when he told me that was 40 pounds ago. So he saw me when I was 40 pounds. And so I was like, wow. I think women have it opposite. I think women have a bad view of themselves. Their self-image is detrimental. They could be the most beautiful woman in the world and they see something different. I think men do the opposite way.
Right, exactly.
Because I knew I was cute. I did not think. Here I am, walking around with Allison Seymour. Everybody else is asking themselves, what the hell? And I'm like, dog. I'm killing the game. Got this new watch.
This dude crazy. I'm killing the game. I got this new watch.
Mike, because when you're heavy, you be decorating your accessories. Yo.
Bling bling.
Disregard all this.
Right. Oh my
disregard
God.
This. Focusing on this.
God.
But it's like, God. So Mark. And so I get it. It's like, and so now I'm like, But Mike, I like that. I had a friend,
Yeah,
and you
man.
said the teeth whitening thing.
Yeah.
I have a friend, and I get it now. He has hair in his nose, so he always got a little friend in his nose. It's like, damn, man, what is going on?
Exactly.
Don't you know?
Exactly.
It's the hair. It's the hair.
Exactly.
I'm like, you actually, it's bad when you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
We got friends who got ashy hands all the time.
Right.
They wash their hands a lot. Okay.
Right.
And you get when you get to a certain age. When you get to a certain age, we have now over that hump. But guys, that's why I shout out to gay men.
Yeah.
Gay men do a great job of knowing the colors. Like gay. What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to offend anybody. What I'm saying is,
I know what you mean.
the average guy.
This show is taking a turn today, boy. I'm telling you, this ain't
the average guy.
Tell the truth too.
Yeah, the average guy rolls with what got him there, right? So we all know him. Pretty boys. Pretty hair, light skin, the barge model. They let their cuteness represent. Right. Now though, when you get to be 40 plus, you start losing your hair.
Hey, look, I got to interrupt. I'm just gonna say this, man. All the dudes in my school that went to school with me, man. I'm just gonna say the dude. I ain't naming no names. All of them that had the cool, wavy, pretty hair and everything, and man, their hair started falling out. And then they started looking crazy. I was like,
right?
You losing your costume. You losing your pretty boy costume.
And then you got
now.
And we can't forget about it.
We're gonna be even.
You can't forget, and then you got the fit guys, right? The guys with the great fitness.
Right.
They start getting fat. They used to get fat. Listen. And so then the guys, the sleepers are the guys who are either fat or really skinny, because then they started to figure out the best clothes that looks good on them.
That's right.
The colors that look right.
Right.
And so I shouted out my gay brothers, because when they get past a certain age, they understand that, okay, maybe I don't need to wear this shirt because it's highlighting my stomach. I need to drape it. I need to wear this color. I need to not wear a turtleneck because I look like a frog. I need to wear this. It's like now let's be the pretty boys sometimes are lost. Sometimes because the fashions, it just be like what Bootsy Mike hit me and was like, Mark, you're doing a great job, man. Now, what I notice about your jackets, and he's absolutely right. Mike spotted it, Bootsy. Them K&G suits were starting to flare up because they were too wide.
Yeah, right. But I was telling him, I said, you need to tape your. I said, man, now start showing how you look, because I know a few of my friends, seriously, I know a few of my friends, they kept wearing their old clothes. Now, at one time, it's flattering for the person because they say, oh, you're losing weight, and they can tell because your jacket might be big, your shirt or your pants. But then there comes a time where man, you Marc Clarke, that junk got to fit. So people say, hey man, that's Marc Clarke right there. So I started to call him. I say, yeah. I said, I know where you can go and everything and all. Because
who used to have a trouble with that, and I had to laugh because he had all the money in the world.
Who's that?
Ain't nobody gonna act like they didn't go to the Luther phase when Luther was losing weight.
Oh my!
And Luther had a couple suits where you're like, all right, Lou, now you know damn well that suit could be. You got to throw that one away. You got to get that to Goodwill.
You Luther Vandross. Come on, man, stop playing.
But he was like, I spent $5 million for this. Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, Luther.
That's right. You see these shoulder pads?
It's not working, bro. Boy, the shoulder pads phase for men. Boy.
Oh my God. Boy, Luther. And what's the other crooner? What was it?
Hold on.
Freddie Jackson.
Freddie Jackson and Steve Harvey. And Steve Harvey had the shoulder pads as well. When they had them suits.
Listen, I couldn't find buttons for my suits because of Steve Harvey suits. Steve Harvey had all the buttons that I needed for my suit on his suit. I was like, when you gonna start buttoning up your coat? How you gonna take the coat off?
Do you mean the great button shortage of 1997?
Now Steve cool. Now Steve now he on a Family Feud, and somebody got him looking nice now. That's for sure.
We'll talk about thinking you're cute, boy. Mike, you can't tell Steve he ain't cute, and Steve is past the age where you need to declare you're cute. Like,
okay,
people don't understand. Steve hosted when he was hosting this recent beauty contest. Steve came out, and he said he was like, yes. This has been going on since so-and-so when I was born, and I'm fly.
Right.
And the foreign audience didn't even know what was going on. They were like, that's some
he never know when to wrap it up. He
that's
never.
That's some black man barbershop thing. You don't really do that one.
Is funny.
Yeah,
You
this ain't
can
that
do
type
it.
of audience. This ain't that type of audience, bro.
You got to know the room. You can't do that one in Germany.
I swear to God, when he was hosting that Earth, Wind, and Fire battle versus battle, I was like, well, we about to hear his whole life story before we even hear the music.
I know it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Like,
I
come
thought I
on,
was
Steve.
tripping. I was like, what is it? What? I said, I ain't never heard no verses like this. What is it? What? I was like, come on, Steve. Everybody know who you are. Come on, Steve. Stop
come on,
foolishness,
like,
man.
Steve,
But you know what? And that verses what got exposed to me. It wasn't exposed. But see, again, Bootsy, me and Mike are older.
Yeah.
What got exposed was Be Nice is killing it
Right.
now because of COVID and doing the media thing.
Yeah.
But when you got the Isley Brothers and you got Earth, Wind, and Fire, me and Mike are from that generation.
Yes, indeed. Just let the music play, right?
Yeah, right. And he was hitting. He hit off a couple. He hit off a couple Earth, Wind, and Fires that were like, these are the general market.
Right.
Like, let's groove tonight. When you got the Isley Brothers, you got Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
There is no place for let's groove tonight.
Right. Exactly.
You got killers.
Right.
You got
exactly.
you
got them
songs.
B-sides.
When you play it, you're gonna go,
yeah.
Let's groove tonight. Right. That's like if you got a Luther verses and you play Give Me the Reason. It's like, give me the reason.
Right. Exactly.
That is not no.
Let me tell you. Let's groove tonight. Let's put it like this. If I was in my car and I had to go in the doctor's office, but my song is on, I might listen to the. I might say, okay, I'm at the doctor's office right now, so I'm cool. I get out. Well, let's groove tonight. Come on. I turn my car right off and going in the doctor's office. You know what I mean? I don't need to hear that again. But because that's not the Earth, Wind, and Fire song of my choice. If I was choosing one, I forgot all about that one. If I'm choosing one,
and even the ones that, like Bootsy said, that even your one, it's like if you play On Your Face, you'd be like, oh, damn, and if I how the way it feel, you'd be like, oh,
right, exactly.
Shows on your face,
exactly.
But like you said, you'd be like,
So soon as come when it hit that dun, you already know that. There you go. You already know that. You already know already, right? So, but what's the other one you just said again? What's the one before that?
Let's go tonight.
Right. I forgot all already.
A hit. It's a hit. Hey man, we ain't dogging it. We just saying.
No. Because I'm telling you, I don't have a hit. So I ain't dogging it. I mean, at one time that was a hit. I don't have a hit. I'm just saying, if as an Earth, Wind, and Fire fan, and to all the other Earth, Wind, and Fire fans, they know that's not the one that's winning you the $1 million. Okay.
Yeah, but I think now the thing about the verses is it has gone to play the hits if we're going to go play snippets of the record. So sometimes it just varies. But the Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley was the one that we should have just, you kind of didn't have to do that because it wasn't a battle anyway.
No,
it was a celebration. It was really a celebration. It was a celebration of that, you know what I mean?
And to be fair, Steve was of that generation. He did rep that generation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did. I mean, as far as, you know what I mean, he may have talked too much. You're right. The music could have talked by itself.
Yes, most definitely. Real quick question for both you guys. Being in your field, is it true that a white lady helped Earth, Wind, and Fire write a lot of those songs? I saw something where this woman claimed she wrote the
lyrics
Willis.
to a
lot of. Okay.
Ali Willis.
Okay.
No. That is
the answer is no. Okay.
Absolutely no. And actually, I can tell you the story about September. So she was the one that wrote September and Boogie Wonderland.
Okay.
But the one with September was first of all, the song did not come out because everybody in the band didn't like it. Okay. It actually came out on Earth, Wind, and Fire's Greatest Hits Volume 1.
Okay.
She was arguing because she said that Body Ya, say that you remember Body Ya, those were not real lyrics. And she told Maurice that she didn't like it. I don't think we should do it. And Maurice told her, hey, never let your ego get in the way of a good melody line. And he ended up putting it out. But she contributed to 2 or 3 songs, but No, it wasn't like that.
And
But-
everybody who sang that song would sing that
Right, that's the hook.
lyric. Yeah.
But we will, in all fairness though, right, Bootsy, you can back me up with this. What kind of surprised me though, and then when you listen, you're like, oh, you get it, is I didn't realize how David Foster had produced some of your most favorite. Because the Chicago and you're like, wait a minute, it's a connection. Because do you know which one's Bootsy's?
Yeah, I know all of them. But here's the thing about Foster. David, Maurice was the first one that gave him the big shot that everybody knows him about. He was lingering around with what's the singer if I was an actor on Growing Pains. Man, I forgot his name.
Alan Thicke.
Yeah, Alan Thicke and David Foster. All of them are from Canada, and they were singing. They were all singing.
Wow.
Because remember, on Growing Pains, he would be singing. He would always get on there. So what happened was Maurice found them first, and the first song was one of them was after the love is gone, but that had been recorded 3 times before.
Wow.
There are like 3 different versions of it, and Tommy Mottola wanted it to be for Hall & Oates. And
really,
and they just didn't like it.
Nah.
So, but David Foster did have a real significant contribution to what they was doing.
And it's funny because I was on a Chicago thing, and I think I got on, and then you start. Then when you hear about it, you can hear it. You can hear After the Love Is Gone, and then on YouTube they did some stuff together. Chicago. And
I was on that tour. I was on that tour. See? I was actually on that tour. Yeah.
Was Peter Cetera still with him back then?
No. They have long been done with Peter Cetera. They don't want to look at him. They don't want to see him. I mean, he can't even come in the room.
Don't want to look at him.
Him and Bill Champlin, they don't even.
But you know what? It's funny. Like we originally had this conversation, how they feel about him. I get it, but his voice is undeniable. And when you hear his voice, you hear Chicago. You know what I mean?
Right.
That high.
Chicago, man. Chicago was my group. My wife and I, at our prom, the group tried to play some Chicago, but If You Leave Me Now is my jam. Was then and today. I love, especially when he started playing that acoustic guitar little solo part. You know what I mean? You know, I love that. Ooh, my I love that, man. Oh my God, that was my jam, man. You know, so for a white boy jam. You know what I mean? You know. So let's get that straight. That wasn't.
But they got sold. But they got sold.
Yeah,
but they got sold. They do got sold. And I will say this about them. I ain't never seen no older Caucasian people have as much fun as they do off stage at Chicago.
Wow.
When I was on tour with them in the early 2000s, you would thought it was still the 60s the way they at. I mean, they drinking beer and champagne and shots on their way to the stage. And literally, they here. I'm gonna tell you something. The horn players ain't never saw a good time that they didn't want to participate in.
Wow.
Literally, they never. I mean, it didn't matter who you was. Come on, let's hang. You know what I mean?
Man. Yeah, man. I think that's cool though, man. You know when guys who are instrumentalists can. I'm sorry, y'all talking.
Go ahead.
No, I'm being funny. I'm making fun of Mark. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, you know, man. You can play an instrument, man, and go out there and do that, and remember all the different songs.
Absolutely.
And the way you play your instrument, I think is off the hook, man.
Yeah, it really is. Absolutely. I don't know. He's gone. I mean, I'll probably fire him. He'll be back. Let me ask you this question though.
Yes.
If you had to enjoy one concert, who would it be? Chicago or the Eagles?
Chicago. And I'm gonna tell you the truth because I do remember some Eagles songs. But if you enlighten my memory again, it may be some Eagles songs that I definitely would say I love. Mm-hmm. But I was in the 80s. Excuse me, in the late 70s, right? In the late 70s, the Chicago was my. I mean, man, you know, and you know, Hall & Oates, you know,
absolutely.
But who sang Sarah Smile? Hall & Oates, right?
Hall & Oates sings Sarah
right.
So
but Chicago by far was my band. I'm telling you right now, man. And then and what band sounded like Chicago?
Well, I would say a lot of them, but what I will say is Go check out the documentary on Chicago as well.
Okay.
There's a documentary on Chicago. There's a documentary also on the Eagles. Now the Eagles documentary is like 4 hours long, but you will really enjoy it. You know what I mean? It really gives you in depth. I was not that familiar with the Eagles until I really saw the documentary, and I had a deeper appreciation. I ended up knowing Chicago, so that's why I got to know them. But yeah, I mean, look at those documentaries, because if you're a fan, you would really enjoy and appreciate
it. Most
it.
definitely. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you something. My friends used to laugh at me. I was probably one of the only cats in our little circle that had I had all the concert DVDs. So I would sit down there and I would watch Sting concerts. I would watch Sade concerts, and for the most part, I was watching those concerts because I love the music. You know what I mean? I love to hear people sing, but it just blows me away to watch somebody be able to play a piano or like like an Anita Baker song, "Give You the Best That I Got." You know, at the end of the song when a dude starts that piano solo and she like I mean I feel what she's feeling. You know what I mean? I love to see people be able to play instruments, man. You know, so I think if somebody asked me what else would I want to do other than being a comic in the entertainment business, would be not a singer, but to be in somebody's band, but like
as an instrument.
Yes. Or I like the what do you call them? The musical directors when they be on nighttime. Right. You know what I mean? I want to be that person where I'm you know what I mean? I know how to play all
like a Morris Day almost.
The conductor.
With the conductor.
Look, gentlemen, as always, see this was really just us talking, which is fine with me.
Mike, it's so nice meeting you, and I'm so sorry, and I'm so sorry that it wasn't Collins on here; it was Vegas.
Yeah, no. Listen, man.
I'm so sorry you got let down with that,
man.
bro.
No, I didn't get let down.
It's false advertisement, Mark.
I was like, I said, he ain't tell me Bootsy Collins gonna be on the thing, man. He said, and Bootsy, I was like, oh Lord, I done jumped the gun. But Bootsy Vegas, you my new best friend, man.
I appreciate it, man.
And so tomorrow, I know we all love music. So tomorrow we're gonna be talking music. Right. Wayne will be joining us. What's Wayne's World? I call it on
Lil
Wednesday.
Wayne, the rapper.
Not Little Wayne. See, don't
okay.
Try to be funny.
False advertisement again, Mike.
Wayne,
it's some more false advertisement, Mike.
Wayne Bruce.
I don't put it past him though, man. Mark knows some people, man.
That's right. Wayne Bruce, who has been the MD for, Phil Perry, Mesa, spur of the moment, of course, DC. Yes. And you never know. Like Wayne, he might get Fred Hammond on tomorrow. He might get Will on tomorrow. Wow. We're gonna be talking about music. I'm talking about we going all the way back to like music, and from that the idea of what's rock and roll and Elvis and Jimi Hendrix to go-go to Baltimore Club to hip hop. Is hip hop for those who say hip hop's nothing but propaganda at this point? Well, that's me saying it.
We might have to wait. We're gonna have to have this discussion
from where it came from. One of the things now people will say, you see kids say it now, they'll be like, it's for the culture, but it's been co-opted, and so what you say again, we remember culture. We remember what culture is
when it was organic.
Right. It ain't culture to whip up drugs in the kitchen. That's not what hip-hop, that's not what it was based on. That's what it turned into. You know what I mean? Yeah. And what hit me was, and these are the kind of conversations we're gonna have, when I was thinking about it was like the narrative. You remember when Chuck D said it's the CNN for the streets, right?
Okay.
Right.
It is. I'm breaking down that thing. I'm like, you know what? It is, but it isn't. And why do I say that? Well, some of the greatest writers really were just great writers. Ice Cube was not talking about his life. He was talking about what he witnessed his cousin and other people go through.
Right.
It just recently hit me. So Jay-Z, the narrative, right? You go Jay-Z. And then when I'm realizing we project on the people. So Jay-Z, from Marcy, right? From the Marcy Projects. So wherever anybody who lives in the projects around the world now kind of puts themselves in Jay-Z's shoes, right?
Okay.
But the part we never talk about is Jay's mama worked for the city of New York this whole time. Jay-Z's mom had a decent job
right.
for the city of New York.
Right.
So
I call it when real got too real. It's almost like when babies start having babies. So when real get too real, that's when they start doing other stuff.
And Mike, so we grew up in families where if mama got a job somewhere, she ain't cool with you being a drug dealer.
Come on, man. What?
So that ain't the culture, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and so it just hit me. I'm like, wait a minute, we kind of like there's some things there. And again, when hip hop was hip hop, when you was taking records out and they were spinning in New York, and that was culture.
Yes.
And be honest, a lot of that culture came from Jamaica and other islands, right? That was the culture.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm learning right now. A lot of those entertainers' background is from the islands. You know what I mean.
Which has the culture of the big sound systems, and then so when you start talking about slinging and all that kind of stuff,
right?
Bootsy. Now this is when it got co-opted and turned into something different.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to talk about all that. We're going to go back from gospel to Sam Cooke to those people who, you know, were you know, Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, all these people, James Brown, and they always die, and the states are always in a weird position. Prince.
Yeah.
Come on now, Prince.
Yeah. I missed that story.
You got slave on your face, but you don't have a damn trust.
Wow.
You got slave on your face, but you don't have a trust with all this.
That's like Aretha, right? She didn't have anything left for them. They
had
fighting over her
three
stuff,
different wills,
right?
And they found one underneath the couch when she died.
Know, right?
Come on, Aretha.
Come on, man. I know. And
the thing is, Aretha came from wealth. Your father was wealthy. It wasn't a situation where you ain't know better. Your father hosted parties with all the most powerful people, black folks in the country.
But a question: what was her father really crazy like that though? Mentally, I mean, because isn't one of her kids by her father?
Well, that's it. Now
Okay,
you done did it now, Mike.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You know what? They say always go too far. They say you always go too far.
Now the interesting thing is that's the one thing that never gets talked about.
Well, you know why?
You know that story.
So tomorrow, tune in tomorrow, and you guys can come back tomorrow and join us. All right, so thanks so much for everybody who's checking us out. Thank you for just
Mike, always a pleasure, sir. Nice meeting you.
Bootsy Vegas, man. It's a pleasure, brother. Mark, love you, man. Thank you for
sorry to disappoint you again, man. Next time we'll have Collins. Next
time
we're gonna have Collins on here, bro.
It was a pleasant surprise.
Right. You know, you really good for my self-esteem, Mike. I appreciate that, man. Okay.
So if you want to join the February challenge, 2eseasons.com, and we'll be talking. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.